Hello, Aries. Thank you for tuning in for your May 2019 Zodiac Wheel reading. I'm Elle, your Psychic Astrologer. Now, as some of you already know, my readings are for the general collective. They're for your sun sign, as well as Aries rising sign and moon signs. So make sure you check them out if you know what they are, because that'll give you a more all-round forecast for the month ahead. And a very interesting month ahead we have too. Now, and with my Zodiac Wheel readings, I also do a confirmation reading at the end of it, where I use my animal medicine cards, as I call them, which is also giving you an idea of what your spirit animal is. So that's at the conclusion of the wheel, to give you a confirmation of the spread complete. So do stay tuned to find out what your spirit animal is. Now, I would like to start the reading for you, Aries. So I will now invite Great Spirit, the angels and my guides to join me with this reading for Aries, and I give thanks for any messages that come through in this reading for Aries' highest good and the good of all concerned. Thank you. Ooh. So Aries, what's in store for Aries for the month of May 2019? We'll see what messages they have for you. Oh, very nice here, Aries. Now, I'll just move that citron crystal a little bit further. Now, starting the month here with the Four of Cups being shown here. Now, this is showing that you're a little bit not seeing the joy with this Four of Cups. Four of Cups is a card that does suggest that there is opportunities available and there is situations being presented to you, but you're not seeing that as being what's going to bring you what you're actually striving for or seeking. But, you know, I do feel with that Four of Cups being there in your first house that you need to at least take a good look. Maybe if it's to do with any emotional attachment, you do need to see here with this Four of Cups that the cups are still full. All is not lost. So it just may not be unfolding quite the way you'd hoped, Aries. And here again in the second house we have another cup card. This time it's the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups here is saying that you've got a little bit of nostalgia going on and reflections of the past, and even reconnecting with someone from the past. So just see who pops in, whether it's brief or whether they stay for a long time. Again, this time there is that fond memories of the past, a bit of nostalgia and reflecting on the past, which here through May is a good time to actually reflect on the past, because Saturn is actually got the energies there wanting all of us to have a bit of a reflecting time and look back to similar situations or similar issues that were around, because Saturn is in retrograde motion now. And what does that mean? Well, it means that karma is getting sorted, and it is to do with our past, but it's also to do with our past, present and future, because all are one now at this particular time. So, you know, if you want to look back and see what was actually happening, I'd be looking back at not too far with this Saturn energy, because I feel 2018 will have had a similar energy that you may not have sorted out properly at that time, and now is the time to actually have the opportunity to do it better. Now, here in the area of communication, here's a woman depicted on this card as running away, feeling like everybody's on her back, and she can't possibly cope with any more monkey mind or any more questions, or having to deal with modern technology. Actually, that's what I get from the Nine of Swords. As wonderful as modern technology is, it's, in my eyes anyway, it's getting too big and too out of control, and you can't do anything without having computers and your iPhones and your Samsung phones and all of this. And as wonderful as they are, and I do love them, I just feel that in this modern day, the Nine of Swords actually represents how it can really get under your skin, and it can really be a bugbear. So, good time to take a breath. If you get the opportunity to just be able to breathe in slowly and deeply, turn off all your devices and have some quiet. Even if you can only do it for half an hour of nothing but silence, and deep breathing will help release this stress that this has caused. Because in the communication area of your wheel, the Nine of Swords is wanting you to its influence there is saying that you need to not take on everything that's presented to you. So say it's your phone and it's ringing constantly. If you're not up to answering don't answer. Let them leave a message if it's really important, then you can get back to them and you'll have time to think. But yeah, so let me know, Aries, if that's the kind of scenario that you're experiencing here through May, because it is a very busy time coming up in May. Now, Mercury, being the ruler of the first house, entered Aries on the 18th of April. And this gave us a chance to put things into action. But Mercury moves into Taurus on the 6th of May. So that's a bit more stable and slow and steady. So that's why maybe you will be able to, you know, turn a few devices off. Have a break from technology to a certain extent. And also with Taurus energy and Mercury being in the Taurus energy, it will give you the chance to turn your attention to whatever you value in life. So whether that's property or money or negotiations to do with property and money, that is the value area of your wheel here in the second house, also being affected there. So now, once Mercury has flown through Taurus, because it's only in Taurus until the 21st of May, so from the 6th of May to the 21st, that lovely stable Taurus energy, where you are able to communicate at a pace that is more appealing to you, then Mercury moves into Gemini, which is its own sign, on May the 21st. So very strong energies there with Mercury exalted in Gemini. So there's group activities, there's short travel, so lots of running around, there's connecting with relatives, being more involved with your neighbourhood is all a part of that Mercury energy. So you could actually maybe find you are in overdrive, and I do feel that that is what this card influence is saying here, because it's very electric energy, the Mercury in Gemini energy, and you have to be careful not to burn the candle at both ends. Yeah, so just remember, even if you do slow down and put the brakes on a bit and take a bit of time out from all the technology side of our world, that you are still moving forward. You're just taking a bit of stock and collecting your thoughts. Now here in the base of our wheel, which is our foundation, you are being influenced in that area by the Five of Wands. That is a little bit of competition. So there's a bit of competition being shown up in your home family life, and that's the base of your wheel, your wheel, and that's the area that you can go out into the world and strive from, is your solid home base. So what the competitiveness is showing me is healthy. It is a healthy competitive energy being shown there, and I do feel that it does bring change, and the change can be swift. A lot of activity also with the Five of Swords. So there's a lot going on in your home and family life. So another good reason to, give technology a little bit of a breather and only use it when you really have to, sort of thing. even though for those of us in the southern hemisphere it is coming into winter, for those of you in the northern hemisphere you're at the end of spring coming into summer. So for those of us in the southern hemisphere, it is probably a little bit trickier to not rely on our computers and things like that, because you know it is cold and you do tend to bunk down a bit in winter, don't we? Now we have the Hangman influencing the area of your fun and your children, matters of the heart, affairs of the heart, your hobbies, and it is the area of the wheel where it is the love that you're giving. So, and the Hangman influence and message here is one of sacrifice. The Hangman has a willing sacrifice, so it's not as if you need to feel like, you know, there's got to be a sacrificial lamb. In order to gain what you want, you've got to be willing to give something up. So that's the main message there from the Hangman. Now he also represents spiritually evolving and being able to look within first, which is a very important thing for us all to do, is to look within ourselves. The answers are usually come from our own epiphanies, and I do feel very strongly that from May probably through to October, November actually, there will be quite a lot of people acknowledging the epiphanies that we will be having about our life and our own personal developments, and what we've got to let go of and what we've got to sacrifice. Because also here in April, and from April the 24th through to October the 3rd, Pluto is going retrograde. So this is also a situation with the retrograde where we get taken back to a similar time and what may not have been resolved, and that time is a time for you to handle things differently. So this Pluto retrograde is giving all of us the opportunity to handle things differently, because this isn't a time of power tripping, and if you are trying to control and not willing to sacrifice, you will feel the effects of the Pluto energy a lot more dramatically. Like, you may experience power struggles, or you may have been too smothering or controlling, or someone may be doing that to you, and then you may be in a situation where you have to let go. Whereas the Hangman is saying, make a willing sacrifice. There's just a little bit of tweaking to maybe an attitude or a old way of thinking, which relates back here to our Six of Cups here in your area of values and material achievements and goals. So And know that out of it you are going to grow, and you will reap the rewards, even though you may feel like you are, you know, something's being wrenched from you. It could be a habit, because the fifth house to me does actually have an influence over our habits. So it could be something that you do that is no good for you, and you've got to let it go. And I think in a lot of people's cases that may be true. So it could be unhealthy diet, it could be smoking or drugs. You know that you've got to sacrifice that to be able to get to the next level. And here in your health house, it is reinforcing that as well, because you here have the Fool. Now the Fool is the adventurer. It's also a very Aries card because it's at the beginning of things. And it's in the area where your work is also influenced here with the sixth house energy. And so, you know, that is saying you're ready for a new adventure in your work life too. And the Fool is a very excited energy. So if there's something new unfolding for you in work or job, you will get excited. The only thing that you need to be careful of is to make sure that you pay attention to details with the Fool, because the Fool energy can rush ahead and not look either side. It gets a little bit of tunnel vision, and you know, is so excited to be on that new path that it may trip over itself. So pay attention to details if you're looking for work or looking at a new opportunity in your work life. Here in the 7th house, now partnerships of all kinds is what governs the 7th house. It's one's equals, it's marriages, groups, the public, and partnerships, business or romantic. So you have the Ace of Swords here, Aries, and that is determination, using your determination to cut through things, to set things straight and be clear what your objective is. That's the main energy of the Ace. And Aces are a wonderful creative power, and it's also a new beginning as well. So I feel with that being in that house, if it is pertaining to any of you as a business partnership and this new opportunity or work situation evolving, there's definitely something new coming up in your working life. Here in the 8th house of finances and resources, emotional values, beginnings and endings, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is clicking into place. So the universe is having its turn. So birth and rebirth are strongly coming across here in the 8th house. And the Wheel of Fortune is a wonderful card. It really is. It's letting you know that karma is playing out, and you will reap the rewards. Again, remembering Saturn is the Lord of karma, and now is the time that past, present and future are all entwined here and now. So you need to just look within yourself and see how you've managed your life, and have you managed it from a place of negative thoughts or behaviour in the past? If so, then an event will occur to teach you a lesson. Have you been coming from a place of good deeds and with pure intent in the past? If so, then an event will occur to reward you. So the karma that we relate to here is, how responsible have you been in the past? You may experience times of limitation and restriction and anxiety and fear otherwise. So set things in order, because this is a part of the karmic energy that you need to have a look at. But also with the Wheel of Fortune, there's a strong Jupiter energy connected with that. And Jupiter also is retrograde and will stay retrograde until the 11th of August. So see what comes up around these dates that I'm actually pointing out here. So the 10th of April was when Jupiter went retrograde, and the 11th of August is when it will go direct. And the 29th of April is when Saturn went retrograde, and 18th of September is when Saturn will go direct. Sorry about Kobe. He gets a bit excited. I don't know what he's barking at. I can't hear anybody or see anybody. So now, with this energy here being influenced by the Wheel of Fortune in your 8th house, you may feel that you are being tested, but the test is to see if you're ready to receive the good fortune or romance or increased wealth even, so that things are happening for a reason, Aries. I know that sometimes it feels like, you know, what message am I supposed to be getting from everything that's happening? And it's not necessarily showing me here that it's bad energy. I'm feeling that it's a lot to do with you not being able to just focus on what you need to be doing for yourself, because there's so many other energies sort of demanding a lot out of you, and therefore you may be accomplishing a lot for everybody else, whether it's your work or your relationship or your children, but you're not actually feeling that you're getting what you need, Aries, and that you've not got enough time, and reflecting on a time when you had more time, hence feeling like, what's it all about? Well, at least you can know with this energy that's around here through May that we're all under these influences as well. So it is all going to be affecting everybody, not just you. So when you're dealing with other people, they're being affected by all of the transits and planetary energies as well. Hence what makes it difficult. And, you know, we've got to try the best we can anyway to come from a place of conscious living, not just reactive living. Reactive living is going to bring out the negative side of things. Now, on the 1st of May, the moon is still in Aries, so on that date things can go two ways. So you may just have to check in with yourself, see if you're emotionally giving to others, or are others emotionally demanding of you. So it can go both ways. Okay, once the new moon moves into Taurus on the 4th of May, it is a lovely new moon there in Taurus, and the nice stable energy of Taurus, so it may give you that time to breathe that you need, and to check in on what frequencies you're working from. Are you have you got things in order? And if there's things that you need for you that aren't being met, then it's a good time to get things in order and fine-tune the frequency you're on. Okay? So that early stage of May is also very prominent for you there, Aries. Now, here in the area of higher education, spiritual enlightenment, philosophy, and long distance travel, you have a wonderful card being shown here to you, Aries. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So there is a completion. The 10s are about completion. And it's the perfection through the completion, because the 10 is the complete cycle, going through the complete cycle. So I feel there it is very much about your home and your family, as well as your material stability. And it's looking good to me. So you are going well at getting things in order, and seeing about the giving and taking of emotions, whether or not it's being you've had too many demands on you about that, or whether or not you're seeking too much emotion from somebody else, and finding that balance, which you will find it will be brought into balance with that moon in Libra on the 14th of May. That's the moon in Libra is when we actually do pay our attention to our personal relationships on a more emotional, deeper level. And you may find at that time your partner is providing you with the feeling of support, and therefore you're feeling secure. Again, here in the zenith of the wheel, you have another 10. It's like 10, 10, 2 10s. So if you were in a competition, you got 2 10s, so you're doing quite well. Now, it is the wand, and the wand energy is growth, and it is about carrying the responsibilities, which the Saturn energy and the Saturn frequency is going to love. It's going to love that you are willing to take the responsibility. Not everything is your responsibility, of course, but you know, you're showing here in this wheel that you're shifting your gears up to put your hand up for being a source of security and a person that can be relied on, and taking on the responsibility and making your way up to the top of that hill. So lovely energies there coming for a career orientated area, which maybe deal with parents that are giving you more responsibility, and take it on gladly, because our whole life is about learning how to be a better human being, and responsibility is a part of that. Even though I can hear a collective oh. And no matter how old you get, you always do have that bit of a oh, because you know you want to go and have fun, don't you? you want to enjoy yourself. Well, you will be enjoying yourself. You're just, as that Jupiter energy says here, coming through in your 8th house, the Jupiter energy is testing you. You know, you want all those really good things. You want the lovely romance or your wealth to increase. But if you aren't ready for it and you haven't prepared yourself well enough, then you will squander it. So that's why tests are put there. But the rewards of the Jupiter effect, which is going to be testing all of us between the 10th of April to the 11th of August in 2019, will be vast and expansive, because that's the frequency of Jupiter. And in your area of friendship groups, social life, and hopes and wishes, it's showing here that the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is about the love energy. So coming from a place of love and being able to accept love. And to me, it shows here that your friendship groups certainly do love you, Aries. So you've got nothing to worry about there. So now another time that I feel is important with the friendship groups is around the time of the moon in Aquarius, which is the 23rd of May. The moon goes into Aquarius. So that's emotional contact with friends and favours with friends. And also with the King of Cups being there, it's also showing that you've been manifesting very well, because the 11th house is about being able to manifest your dreams and your goals and your hopes and your wishes. And the 10 of Cups, the King of Cups there, is saying that you have come from a place of love and pure intent. So you will be feeling that play out at some level here through May. So very nice energy. Here in the area of your subconscious, it's the psychic part of you. It's the karma area, the 12th house. And it's also things that are hidden. Now, with this, you have the 9 of Cups. So again, it's a very much being in touch with your emotions here through May, and getting your emotional needs met. And that's not to say that you're needy, but whatever it is that you've needed to get across and explain to people and get away from, and maybe break that cycle of bombardment. I do feel with this 9 of Cups here, you have success with that, because the 9, this is a wish fulfilled as well, and this is happy gatherings and enjoying the finer things of life. So you could even be looking at getting a bit spoilt here as well, Aries. So very nice energies being shown to me, and the influences here of the cards are showing me there's only a couple of areas where you need to tweak, and mainly here with that Four of Cups, which is trying to show you another way, but you're not turning to look at the offers or the opportunities that are being presented to you as being positive. You think it's, you know, trying to take something away from you, and you need to see the cups all full and giving your mental mind a little bit of a rest. Now, if you can't go on a holiday or get away from things a bit, you can still turn off all distractions and instead listen to some calming, nice music, or paint, or read, or anything that doesn't involve things dinging and binging to startle you and things like that. And yeah, so, but as I said, with that Mercury going into Gemini on the 21st of May, there is electric energy around, and there is that possibility of burning the candle at both ends. So do try to disconnect from the frantic pace. And now I will ask the animal medicine cards for the confirmation reading for Aries for May 2019. So do leave a message in the comments for me, won't you, as to how May has unfolded for you, and also, you know, look back over April's zodiac wheel reading as well there, and see what you can see in that worked into your life and that you resonate with, and leave me a message in the comments letting me know about that. I do read everybody's comments, and I do love to hear from you all. It's wonderful to know where and who I'm actually reading for. So thank you so much for subscribing. And there is your two animal messages. Thank you. Don't you love when the divine flips the cards? Okay, so we first of all, Aries, your first message is the beaver, and it's saying be constructive, like a busy little beaver building its dam. Show an industrious approach. Eager beaver. Enthusiasm and hard work are important, but there must be a sound plan with an eye for design. A beaver's dam expands water volume, so focus your efforts to produce more. Okay, so the message there is to focus. Yeah, hard work is important. Well, the hard work is a very Saturn energy too. Saturn likes hard. It's the hard work and dedication energy is Saturn, and it's about taking responsibility for yourself as well as your family, and also looking after your physical and emotional strength. Pardon me. Okay, now your second message is avoid being one-dimensional. It's the Scorpion energy. So putting all your energies in one basket like a scorpion digging in leaves you too one-dimensional. Open up your avenues and escape routes. Instead of banking everything on one option. So don't put your eggs all in one basket. Don't be like a scorpion having everything up to one big sting. Spread yourself around. So you may find that you need to do a little bit of networking there, Aries. So thank you again for joining me. Please do leave me a message in the comments. If you'd like to book a reading with me, please go to my website, psychicastrology.com. I do readings through Skype, or I can do recorded personal readings for you as well. And again, as I said, let me know how these frequencies are being felt by you. Leave me a message in the comments. You can also find me at Facebook, L Intuition, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I've included all that information in the description box below. It's been wonderful talking to you again, and thank you for being a part of my channel and for liking, subscribing and sharing. Love and light to you all. Many blessings. Namaste.